Welcome to Hard Time Sports. I'm Matthew. Today's topic, NFL season 2020, week 17. Regular season winds down today with the final games of the regular season. Next week, the playoffs start with Wild Card Saturday and Wild Card Sunday, 3 games each day. But let's do our picks for week 17 first, shall we? So let's start off with today's first game. Miami Dolphins and Buffalo Bills. Miami needs to win. I believe they're in the playoffs if they win, but I don't think they're going to win with Tua in Buffalo. Buffalo needs to win just to have momentum going into the playoffs. I think Buffalo's going to beat Miami, knocking them out of the playoffs. So Buffalo will get that win over the Dolphins. Tua up and down. Last time he played, he had 17 completions out of 22 attempts for only 94 yards against the Raiders. And they had to bring in Fitzpatrick, but Fitzpatrick is not available this week because he tested positive with COVID. So he's out for the week, is Ryan Fitzpatrick. So it's all Tua to be able to help this team to try to get the playoffs. And I don't think they're going to beat Buffalo in Buffalo. If it was Miami, it might be a different story because of weather, but not going to happen. Buffalo over Dolphins. Now let's go to the next game. Saints and Panthers. Without Alvin Kamara, I think the Saints are going to struggle. But I think they're good enough that they're going to beat Carolina today. They need to win to try to secure a number 1 spot. If they can get the bye, Kamara will help them when he comes back off the bye. If they don't get the bye, I think New Orleans is going to lose in the first round of the playoffs. Because without him, he's been their most consistent player on offense, has Kamara. I think without him, they're not going to go anywhere. So, but today, I'm going to take the Saints still to beat the Panthers because they're a better team, even without Kamara. So yeah, Saints over Panthers. Now let's go to the next game today. Packers and Bears. Bears need to win. If Bears win, they're in. If the Bears lose, other teams can make it. I don't think the Bears are going to beat the Packers. They never beat the Packers. Packers always had the Bears number, and I think it will continue because Green Bay wins. They clinch the number 1 seed. They lose. All heck could break out. New Orleans could still get that number 1 seed. I think Green Bay wins, takes care of business, and knocks out the Bears. Now let's go to the next game today. Baltimore Ravens and Cincinnati Bengals. I'm going to take the Baltimore Ravens. I think the Baltimore Ravens are going to get in the playoffs, and they might actually win a game this year in the playoffs. Unless Lamar Jackson chokes like he always does come playoff time. But I think Ravens are a better team. They're going to beat Cincinnati. Now let's go to the next game today. Pittsburgh Steelers and Browns. Pittsburgh can only get the number 2 seed if they win this game. I think that's what they're going to try to play for. I think it's 2 home games. At the end of the day, I think Pittsburgh gets it done. Even without Ben Roethlisberger, Mason Rudolph goes back to Cleveland where the incident happened last year with Myles Garrett. I think Pittsburgh still wins. They're the better team. Even though Cleveland has a chance to make the playoffs, they need to win this game. But at the end of the day, I think Pittsburgh still gets the victory. Now, let's go to the next game. Minnesota Vikings and Lions. Both teams stink. Both teams are out of the playoffs. I'm going to take the Vikings just because I think Devin Cook is going to run all over Detroit, and that's why the Vikings are going to win this game. Detroit is not that good. Matthew Stafford might be gone at the end of the year. For the Lions, they'll probably trade him to a contender, maybe someplace like Denver, so Denver can use a quarterback, or someplace like New England, because they could get a better quarterback, because Cam Newton, he sucks. So, Vikings over Lions. Let's go to the next game today. Tennessee Titans and Houston Texans. I'm going to take the Tennessee Titans to win this game. They need to win this game because if they win, they're in. If they lose, they still have a chance to not make the playoffs. They need to win this game. Everybody wants to see Derrick Henry, see what he can do in the playoffs, see if they can run another run like they tried to do last year. I think Tennessee gets the win and take care of their business. Now let's go to the next game today. Jacksonville and Colts. Jacksonville just wants to lose. They already have the number 1 pick in the draft. They're definitely going to take Trevor Lawrence. I'm taking the Colts to beat the Jaguars. They need to win, and they can have a chance to make the playoffs. And I think they will get it done. The Colts at home. Now let's go to the next game today. The Chargers and the Chiefs. I had already picked this game before I found out that Patrick Mahomes of the Chiefs is not playing. He's going to rest. He's going to sit. I still think the Chiefs are a better team, so I'm taking them at home, Even though that Patrick Mahomes isn't playing, I still think they can get it done with their backup against the Chargers, who are too inconsistent, up and down, win games, lose games, blow games, come back and win games. I don't think it's going to be done. It's not going to matter. Chiefs are going to get the win at home. Now let's go to the next game today. Jets and Patriots. Jets have won 2 games in a row. Shockingly, they screwed themselves out of the first pick in the draft. They're going to pick number 2, and they're probably going to take an offensive lineman, maybe Sewell or something from Oregon. But at the end of the day, I'm taking the Patriots to win this one. It's at home. Jets are not going to win 3 games in a row. I think the Patriots win, even though the Patriots are out of the playoffs. And the Patriots will have a new quarterback next year because Cam Newton, he's garbage. Now let's go to the next game today. This game is a very key game. If the Cowboys and the Giants, one of them wins and Washington loses, that team is in the playoffs. I'm going to take the Cowboys on the road just because I think they have a better offense. Yes, the Giants have the better defense, but I don't think the Giants' offense is going to score enough points to beat Dallas. But then Dallas' defense is bad, and that'll make the Giants' offense actually look good when in reality, their offense is horrible for the Giants. At the end of the day, Cowboys, I think, are the better team. I'm going to take the Cowboys to beat the Giants today. Now let's go to the next game, the Falcons and the Buccaneers. I'm going to take the Buccaneers. They're going to try to make the playoffs. I believe they clinched with the win, or they might already be in. But I think they're going to try to win this game with momentum going into the playoffs to have a chance. I think they get it done over the Atlanta Falcons today. Now let's go to the next game today. Raiders and Broncos. I'm going to take the Raiders. I think they're the better team. Broncos are too up and down. I think they're going to be able to score enough points. The Raiders, yes, they blew a couple games. They haven't played very good the last month. But at the end of the day, I think the Raiders are the better team, so I'm going to take the Raiders over the Broncos. Now let's go to the next game today. Cardinals and Rams. Rams lose, they're in trouble. Cardinals win, Bears lose. I believe the Cardinals can make the playoffs. At the end of the day, I think the Cardinals will win. They're going to beat the Rams because Jared Goff is out with a thumb injury, and Cooper Kupp, one of their best receivers, he tested positive with COVID. He's out too. Without both of those guys, I don't think the Rams are going to be able to move the ball enough on offense. I think the Cardinals get the win over the Rams. Now, let's go to the next game today. Seahawks and 49ers. I'm going to take the Seahawks to beat the 49ers. They need to win this game. They have them in momentum. They still have a shot at the 1. If New Orleans and Green Bay both drop, Seattle can get the 1 seed, I believe, in the conference. At the end of the day, I think Seattle gets the win over the 49ers, but they don't get the 1 seed because Green Bay and New Orleans are both going to win today. So Seattle will probably get the 3 seed. Now to Sunday night's game, the Washington football team and the Eagles. I'm going to take the Eagles to beat the Washington football team. Not enough offense for Washington. Jalen Hurts is playing pretty good for the Eagles. They're out of the playoffs already, but I think they can play spoiler because if Washington loses, the winner of Dallas Green Giants are in the playoffs. So if that happens and Washington loses and the Cowboys win like I have on my pick, the Dallas Cowboys are in the playoffs. So those are my picks for the week, but let's do my quick recap like I always like to do. Today, Buffalo over Miami, Saints over Panthers, Packers over Bears, Ravens over Bengals, Steelers over Browns, Vikings over Lions, Titans over Texans, Colts over Jaguars, Chiefs over Chargers, Patriots over Jets, Cowboys over Giants, Tampa Bay over Falcons, Raiders over Broncos, Cardinals over Rams, Seahawks over 49ers, and on Sunday Night Football tonight, Eagles over the Washington football team. So those are my picks to close out Week 17. Until next week, I'm Matthew. Enjoy the games today. Next week, my blog, Wild Card Weekend. Until then, I'm Matthew. Enjoy my blog!